Hey, how y'all doing out there? Once again, I'm back with another video. This time, just my thoughts on the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus. First off, I'll just talk about the Note 10. Now, what's in front of you is the Note 9, which I plan on keeping. I'm not upgrading to the Note 10 or the Note 10 Plus. With the Note 10 Plus, Samsung took away the headphone jack. They took away the SD card for expandable memory. Um, they put in a smaller battery at 3,500 milliamps, and also they only put the resolution up to full HD as opposed to quad HD. That's very disappointing. Doesn't make any sense. And anybody that has any sense or that's any Note fans would not even bother with that phone, because with the Note line you don't take away features, you add features. Especially Samsung going to charge $950 for that device, and with taxes is going to be over $1,000. So in my opinion, it's not worth that money at all. It's just not. Um, and it's smaller at 6.3 inches. And also, my problem is with the fact that there's two notes as opposed to just being one note. And if you're going to have two notes, which they did, all the features that's in the Plus should have been in the regular Note for those people that just wanted a smaller device, but it should have had everything that the Plus has in it. For Samsung to do this, I know it's just a money grab. They figure that most people are not going to buy the small one, they're going to buy the more expensive device. And I don't like that. With the Note 10 Plus, the specs are pretty impressive. I don't think impressive enough to get rid of your Note 9, especially if your Note 9 is running very smooth and fast and you're not having any issues with it. Your battery life is great. To me, there's no reason to upgrade unless you just need the latest and greatest, which some people do. Now, my issues with the Note Plus, of course, they removed the headphone jack, which I don't understand why, because they didn't remove the headphone jack from the S series. So they removed the headphone jack. They put the power button on the left side, which made absolutely no sense to me. Which the power button has always been on the right side of the phone. And I'm not hating on lefties, but right-handed, there's more right-handed people on the planet than there are lefties. So I don't know what made them decide to all of a sudden move the power button from the right side of the phone to the left. And also they got rid of the Bixby button, but they um, infused the Bixby personal assistant with the power button, but they have settings where you could actually disable the Bixby, so you know, personal assistant. They still didn't put an IR blaster back on the device, which they should have never taken off to begin with. You're charging us more and more money every year, and you're still taking away features. You won't put back features that people have been asking about. I want the IR blaster put back on the Note line. They also removed the heart rate sensor, which maybe a lot of people didn't use, but I use it because I really like S Health. Very helpful app. Of course, you have the newest Snapdragon 855 chipset in there. You have the 6.8 dynamic AMOLED display, which is beautiful because Samsung makes the best displays. It has 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage, which is impressive. You don't really need 12 gigs of RAM, but it's nice to know that it's in there. Has an SD card slot, expandable memory up to 1 terabyte. That's pretty impressive. You have 25-watt wired charging. You can charge your phone from 0 to 100 in an hour and 5 minutes, which is extremely impressive. But Samsung should have had this technology in the Note 9, to be honest with you. It also can charge up to 45-watt charging, but that's not available in the box. You have to buy that separate through Samsung. It also has 18-watt fast wireless charging, which is pretty impressive because Samsung was already the only company that was doing fast wireless charging. Most companies were just doing wireless charging, but not fast wireless charging. So now Samsung has made that even faster, which is good. It has three cameras on the back. You have a telephoto lens, you have a wide angle lens, you have an ultra wide angle lens, and you have a time of flight sensor. I don't know much about that yet, but I'll get back to you later on that. You have one small camera on the front, which can be a little intrusive to the screen because the Note 9 has no intrusions at all. It just has a small bezel on the top and a thin bezel at the bottom. But this has one camera on the front, so you don't have two cameras. You only have one camera. The S10 Plus had two cameras, but the Note 10 Plus only has one camera. In my opinion, they should have put that one camera either all the way to the left side of the phone in the corner or to the right side of the phone in the corner, not dead set in the middle. You have the S Pen this year. It has air gestures, which I don't think most people are going to use, but it's going to be there for you to be able to control your camera and things like that. The phone also has a 4300 milliamp battery, and it also has an in-display fingerprint sensor. So to me, some of those things are impressive, but overall, to me, it's not worth upgrading from the Note 9 to the Note 10 Plus, especially if you're not having any issues with your Note 9. Like I said, unless you need the latest and the greatest. To me, that's the only reason why you would need to upgrade from the Note 9 to the Note 10 Plus. But I just think Samsung is going in the wrong direction. I don't like the fact that they took away the headphone jack because it wasn't necessary to say that they needed more room for the battery. That's nonsense because the Zenfone 6 has a 5,000 milliamp battery in it and it still has a headphone jack. So I'm not trying to hear that from Samsung that they removed it because they needed to put a bigger battery in it. That's nonsense. They removed it because they want to push those Samsung buds, and I don't like it at all. And I'm keeping my Note 9. Like I said, you know, I'm not upgrading. I know some people will, some people won't, but $1,100 is not worth it, honestly. You know, you're better off just waiting for the phone to depreciate, which it will by January, February. You probably might be able to get it for like $500 because most Android phones depreciate pretty quickly. And if Samsung going to keep charging people more money for their devices, they need to support them longer than 2 years. They should get anywhere between. They should get a minimum of 3 years of software support. 3 years. Apple phones have better. They got better resale value to them because they give them 5 years of software support, and they're the only company that's doing that. Samsung needs to do that. You're going to keep charging more money. You should at least support your phones longer. Minimum 3 years of software support and updates. Okay. Well, that's just my quick take on the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus. I'll be getting back to you guys soon with some more videos, but that was just my take on the new Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus. You guys take care. Peace.